Good morning. Frank here with another exciting episode of Head for the Hills. This is the second in our series. This is the video version of the post on our website. Today we're going to run up Pine Hill Road. Now this is not part of the half marathon course. However, where I am standing right now, I'll just turn. Actually, you know what? We'll start this way. That, just up ahead, back that way, is about mile 3 1/4, and we continue straight on down that way. So we're actually standing on the half marathon course, but today we're heading back up this way. This is actually Camp Buck Road. Camp Carr is here. It's pretty flat for a little stretch, and then we head on to Pine Hill Road. It actually becomes Pine Hill Road, and that's where it turns a bit hilly. So let's get started, and I'll see you in a few once we get established. Bye. Okay, we haven't gotten very far. Still just hit the flat stretch. I'm standing over the river, and I just thought, this is such a nice, beautiful spot. We should get a little bit of that in the background. Just some of the absolutely beautiful scenery that Hunterdon has to offer. Every single side road you turn down, there's going to be something pretty to look at. All right, so just to give you a little preview, we're heading that way, just around the bend. The hill is going to start. I'll give you a preview of that once we get there. Okay, I've gone just a little bit further around the bend, so you can kind of start to see the hill. I just wanted to stop here because this is one of those places where if you've never been on this hill before, it looks like it gets really, really steep. But that is just a driveway. So don't worry yet. All right, I should point out this is also completely unscripted. Part of the reason that I picked this hill to showcase is not just because that it's on or just off of the half marathon course, but this is a hill that I run up most weeks, most Saturdays, with the Base Camp Athletic Club. Saturdays at 8 a.m. You should come join us. The more the merrier. Okay, so shameless plug aside, let's continue. I'll pause in a little bit and show you the next segment. I'm back. Okay, that is the driveway that I was talking about. See, it is a driveway. However, that's where we're going next. So it does start to get a little steep here. We've had relatively flat and an easy incline, but this is where Pine Hill starts to get fun. Let's go check it out. Invigorating. So behind me, you can see where we've been. Did get a little steep. Kind of hard to see, but just right here at the end, you're coming uphill, and it does one of these sort of sudden extra steep bits that really, if you're not expecting it, can sap your momentum. But this is why we do this. Get out here on tired legs, run up hills, so when it comes race day, you're ready for the challenge. All right, so just looking ahead, not much to see yet. I'm gonna stop just around that bend, and you should get a good look at pretty much the rest of the hill. So let's do it. So I know all these transitions for you are pretty much instantaneous, but for me that one wasn't very long at all. So I was just standing back there by the street sign. And here's what's ahead. So you can't quite see the rest of it yet, my mistake. But we got a little bit of a stretch here, a little bit of a rise, and it looks like what might be a little bit of a downhill up there. Let's go find out. And I'm back. So back behind me is where we've been. Once again, that was fairly flat. A little bit of a dip and a slight rise right towards the end where I'm standing right now. And now behind me this way, downhill, and then you can see kind of disappearing into the trees the rest of the hill. So it might look, from here it's kind of hard to judge. This is one of those deceptive hills. Looking downhill, it looks like it's mostly downhill. And that last line at the end, that last hill, looks pretty steep. I won't lie, it's not a gradual hill. It does kind of uptick quite a bit there at the end, but it's not as bad as it looks from here. All right, so let's, what will I do next? I'm gonna run down to the low point there and give you a view of the last stretch of uphill, unimpeded by trees. All right, I'm back. So now you can see right back there behind me the last stretch up Pine Hill to the top. It's a T intersection, stop sign there. That's Sydney School Road at the end of the hill. So let's go finish this. And we are at the top. Kind of hard to see, but this is another segment where the higher you get, the steeper it gets until the very end. By the where's the stop sign? Right over there somewhere. It seems to almost get vertical, but that's only for maybe 20 feet, and then you get to the top here. So I'm standing at the top. I'm on Sydney School Road now. All right, so as I mentioned, this is a relatively completely unscripted video that I'm doing, but I did write down a few notes here for you. I'm going to look at them off screen. All right, now Sand Hill, the road that's actually on the course, that stretch from Daymar School up to the top is 1.2 miles. And it's a rise of 285 feet. All right, it's pretty good. Pine Hill Road, what we did today, is only 0.8 of a mile and 187 feet total elevation gain. Now, it's shorter, but if you do the math, it's proportionally the same gain. So, same rate of gain over distance. All right. So if maybe you get to the top of this hill. Now, normally when I'm here on a Saturday running with Base Camp Athletic Club, we turn and head down this way behind me towards the downhill and the end of our loop. So if you're out here with us, that's where we'll go. If you're out here on your own one day and you think, hey, that hill was nice and all, but it wasn't as long as Sand Hill, I feel cheated. Well, if you like, you could go that way. Now, I didn't say anything about this on my post on the website, but consider it a video extra. Let's go check it out. Okay, I'm back. Quick pause. Only gone, I don't know, maybe 100 yards. But now you can kind of start to see the road start to go up, and around that bend, that's where the fun starts. Let's go have some fun. All right, here I am. Oh, just shy of the top, but before it completely disappears around the bend, thought you might like a look of where we've been. So it did get really steep, really quick, but not too much more to go. See you in a bit. Okay, that was literally only maybe 10-15 seconds for me. See the road just sort of drop off behind me. That's where we just came. And just a little ways to go, so not much in the way of elevation. I'll just pause this and scoot my way to the end and say hi once more. I'm back. Not quite at the end, but there was one more little stretch of uphill around the very next bend. Kind of see it there behind me, but we are very close to the end now. Just over that last little rise at the stop sign. That's where this hill ends. Let's go see it. And we made it. I'm at the top. You see that street sign behind me? We are at Sydney School Road and Sydney Road. And this is where the hill ends. Well, actually, I've got to get back to my car, so I've got to go back up that little bit of hill. But the nice thing is, it's all downhill from there. One last thing to point out, for those of you who may or may not know, Sydney Road, if we go back that way, eventually becomes Sand Hill Road. So we're still in the vicinity of the half marathon course, although if you're on Sydney Road and still thinking you're on the half marathon course, you've taken a wrong turn, so please don't do that. All right, that's all for me today. I hope you enjoyed this hill. Look forward for more, both in writing and in video. See you soon. Bye. Bye. Hey, I'm back. One last little thing I forgot to mention. You might be interested. I'm actually right now I'm standing back at top of Pine Hill Road. If you are interested in taking that extra hill, the total distance from Camp Carr parking lot up to the top is 1.3 miles, and you have an elevation gain of just about 300 feet. And that also compares proportionally to the run up Sand Hill Road. So you can go short, stop here, turn around, get your 0.8 miles and comparative elevation gain, or you can go a little bit longer, 1.3 miles, and you're still running what's essentially the same kind of hill that Pine Hill Road is. So there you go. That's all for me for real this time. I will see you next time.